Hey guys, I cannot tell you how excited I am to be back in front of the camera after almost 6 months. I had some surgery over the summer, not life-threatening, I'll get into that in a minute, but it is amazing to be back. I'm going to show you guys a 25 tour today of my entire collection. Even for you guys who have been doing reptiles for so long, I'm sure you're going to see some animals maybe you haven't seen before. But listen, what better way to kick off a video than to start with an unboxing? So I think you guys will be really excited to see this. You guys ready for this?
Yep.
It is the latest Taylor Swift album, The Life of a Showgirl, on vinyl, okay? There are 12 bangers on here.
All right, honey, I don't know if everybody else is as excited about Taylor as we are.
What do you mean?
Well, I just don't know how many Swifties there are in your audience.
Okay, first off, honey, Carpondro breeders would not be the strong, independent women they are today if it were not for Taylor Swift.
Well, that's true, but I think they would prefer to see some snakes.
Okay, they want to see snakes? Fine, I'm going to show them some snakes, okay? Look, everybody. Look. Here's a baby Boas python, okay? Now, the thing about Boas pythons, I know many of you have seen them before, but they're actually still quite rare. And I can't do this. I can't do this, okay? Now I know what Taylor was talking about when she said the life of a showgirl could be just as difficult as the life of a herpiculturist.
I don't think Taylor ever said that.
Well, she should have. Hey guys, welcome to video number 62. As I said, I am so excited to be back in front of you guys today. I missed you guys so much. I was in Tinley in October. I got a chance to meet up with so many of you, and I really missed talking to everybody and seeing everybody. But I'm back in action. I had some surgery back over the summer. Nothing life-threatening, but when I went through the surgery, I was down for about 3 months, I will say. And when you're down for 3 months, you're taking care of a large collection. At that time, I wound up downsizing some of my collection, not all of it, but some of it. Just made life easier at that moment. At some point, I'm sure I'm going to ramp back up. But nonetheless, I have some amazing animals to show you today. The collection is kicking butt. I'm getting ready for breeding season. I'm going to show you some animals today that most are my personal animals, but I'm also going to show you a few animals that are available. So enough of my babbling. Why don't we just jump in and show you guys some amazing animals. Okay, honey, are you ready for today's video? Because we're going to be doing this for a lot. Your arms are nice and strong right now. We got a lot to shoot. Okay, guys, first up, we got a nice little hissy. These are hypo leopard boas. You can see how red she is. I got a couple of these, actually one female left posted on Morph Market right now, as well as a couple of just regular normal leopard boas. See how red she is? She's beautiful. She's produced by my buddy Robert. So I have one of those available. Let's start off there. And we're going to get her back in her enclosure. If you guys know about leopard boas, they love to hiss. I'm going to show you really quickly. So I got some leopard boas available. And then these are not available. Look how pretty, guys. I got a trio of these this year. These are a trio of jungle carpets produced by Martin Rosemond. I got 1.2 of these. Martin Morelia produces some amazing jungle carpets, and I'm happy to add some of his into my collection this year. So I wanted to show those guys to you because I've never shown these on film before. That's that. And let me put him back really quickly. And here's an animal many of you guys have probably never seen before. I have a pair of these. These are what they call Western banded pygmy pythons. These are not pygmy pythons. You guys think of anthill pythons or pratensis. These are not those. This is a species from Australia that's been described back in the 1980s. There's probably about 20 to 30 of them here in the United States. The first ones came in probably about 10 to 12 years ago. And what I'll tell you about them is that only one pair came in. They were captive bred and born over in the UK. So every animal that's here right now in the United States is related to that one pair of animals. This is full grown, guys. This is basically the smallest python in the world. Smaller, I believe, than the anthill python. I only have one pair. And unfortunately, guys, as you may or may not know, you used to be able to get captive bred and born Australian animals imported from the UK or from Canada or anywhere else in the world. But since probably since about 2017, 2018, you can no longer breed or no longer bring in Australian animals, even if they're captive bred and born in another country. So whatever we have right now here in the United States, that includes, diamond pythons, Bredl's pythons, anything Australian you can no longer bring into the United States, even if it's captive bred and born. So anyway, these are Western banded pygmy pythons, and I'm hoping to be able to produce my first clutch of them this year. Hey guys, next up I'm going to show you a pair of 2025 imported baby Boas pythons. Last year I was able to bring 13 baby Boas pythons with the help of my great resources and partners. I was able to get 13 last year. This year I was only able to get 11. These are absolutely spoken for, but they're getting more difficult to get every year. I know every is a dream species for most people. I absolutely love Boas pythons. Not difficult to keep at all. They're really not. Difficult to breed. We're starting to figure it out now thanks to guys like Scott Flood. But they can be bred now in the United States in captivity and disappear, and they do really well. They're no different to me than keeping, say, a carpet python, but kick-ass little babies. I love them. I know you guys always enjoy seeing them, so I just wanted to show you this pair. But again, these are not available, but I wanted to just show them off to you guys. Hey guys, I have to show you, it wouldn't be a collection tour with me if I didn't show you off some of my green tree pythons. I have a lot of green tree pythons. Figured I'd start off by showing you some of the babies I produced this year. I wound up producing about 38 baby green tree pythons this year. I'm holding quite a few of them back, but I also made a lot available which already were shipped out and into your homes already. These first two, it's a yellow and a red sibling. I am going to be making these two available, but probably not till after the winter, guys, at this point, or at least probably February, March in that area. So I'll be holding on to those for a while. And then underneath there's a couple red babies that I'm definitely holding back. There's a baby captive bred and born northern emerald. I'm going to be making that animal available as well. I actually have a total of 3 captive bred and born with pictures of parents, baby emeralds. I just want to get a lot more size on them, a lot more meals before I ship them off. So I want to make sure you guys are really successful with getting them to feed. So these are just some of the babies I currently have on hand. And now I'm going to show you a few of my holdback yearling green tree pythons, as well as some of my adults. So guys, as far as more green tree pythons, I mostly work with the pure Maniquarry locality type, right? That's Morelia pulcher. This is a captive hatched pure Maniquarry. That was an imported captive hatched baby. That was a red animal. That is my most favorite look. That's what I strive for when I'm breeding green tree pythons. Man, I just love that look. So this is definitely a female that I'm raising up for the collection, and I'm excited to breed her in the next 2 to 3 years. This next animal, this is what we talk about the Prada Maniquarries. I've talked about that before. When you hear Prada Maniquarry, it doesn't refer to Prada, the designer. It refers to Dave Prada, who started the line with a couple of imported baby Maniquarry green tree pythons, probably about over 20 years ago. So this is a pure, I shouldn't say a pure, but this is a really high percentage Prada Maniquarry, one of the highest percentage Prada Maniquarries probably in U.S. collections today. I actually produced that animal 10 years ago from F1 Maniquarries from the original pair, produced by the original pair. So she's here with me on breeding loan. I'm starting to cycle her right now. She was a red baby. But between both of these Maniquarries, I'm really excited to get both of these bloodlines into my collection, and hopefully with any luck hold a bunch back and make some of them available to you guys as well. Now I'm going to show you guys what a hypocrite I am, because I just told you I mostly do Maniquarries, but these are both Biak outcrosses. This is a Biak crossed out with a Arfak green tree python. When you hear Arfak, typically I refer to Arfaks and Maniquarry as the same animal. They're both pulcher. I don't think there's actually an Arfak locality animal, but because they've been called Arfaks for 30 plus years, I refer to them as Arfaks. So this would be an Arfak cross Biak, and this would be a Biak cross Aru. That's a little female. It's just a really pretty animal I thought you guys would enjoy seeing. So I think the nicest locality crosses typically are Aru cross Biaks that started out as red babies. This one I actually just is going to a buddy of mine, Kenny, out in Long Island. Just because it doesn't fit into my plans. I love the animal, it's beautiful, but I have no other Aru Biaks. This is the only Aru Biak outcross I'm going to work with, so I decided to rehome this animal, but just wanted to show you how amazing that animal was. So again, this is a Biak cross Arfak and a Biak cross Aru. I can never show my collection without showing this girl. So what's so special about her? She's what we call a pure Arfak. She came in as an Arfak animal. Today they'd probably import her as a Maniquarry animal, but the cool thing about her, guys, is this year she turns, so I got her in, she's a 2004, so she is a 21-year-old animal. That's amazing, right? And she's given me, at 21 years of age, again, captive hatched, not a captive bred animal, captive hatched animal. She has given me a total of 88 eggs over the years, of which 78 of those eggs were fertile eggs. The cool thing about her being 21 also is that I could finally legally drink Surfsides with her now, which she seems to really enjoy. And speaking of young people, 6, 7, and I think you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, you guys ready to see some ball pythons now? Oh, you're not? Okay, let's just move on to the next animals then. Okay, you ready, honey? You still with me?
Already.
Okay. I have a pair of these guys, and what these are, look how bright yellow and jet black these are. These are jaguar siblings, diamond jungle jaguar siblings, again, produced by my friend Martin Roseman at Martin Morelia. So what's a jaguar sibling? Well, a jaguar is a co-dominant gene. If you breed a jaguar carpet python to any carpet python, 50% of the offspring are going to be jaguar carpets. The other 50%, however, are going to be normal, or as we call them, jaguar siblings. So these are some of the nicest jaguar siblings, personally, guys, I've ever seen. I have a pair of them. What I plan to do is breed them together, but I also plan to breed them into some jungle carpets as well. Yes, they're hybrids. I know they're hybrids. And of course, I'll sell them as hybrids. I'm not going to sell them as pure jungles. That'd be ridiculous. But what I'm looking to do is just produce some of the nicest, brightest yellow, jet black, jaguar jungle carpet crosses, and that's going to be happening over the next few years. So let's move on to the next animal. Here's the other jaguar sibling, guys. How crazy is that? Is that thing incredible or what? Man, they're growing so fast, eating rats and doing great, and just a beautiful animal I thought you would enjoy seeing. So, all right, stay with me, honey. I'm going to put this one back, and I'm going to show you guys, speaking of another really cool chondro, this is another cross I'm working with. A lot of you guys purchased these animals from me as babies. This was a red. Just want to show how blue that is. Can you see that? The blue with the black speckling. That is a Tamika Aru locality cross. And I know a lot of you guys got those babies from me. And man, they're just so damn pretty. And I look forward to bringing these into some Maniquaries down the road as well, just to see how blue I can get them. This one, of course, is not available. This was a red baby. This one, however, is available. It is a male. And is a full sibling to that one. So is it as nice as this one? No, it's not, because it was a yellow baby. And as we know, the reality of life is, as beautiful as yellow babies are and grow into, and what they turn out to be, they're just not as pretty as the red offspring. So this is a full sibling. This is, again, Tamika Aru locality cross as a yellow baby. It's a male, and it's currently on Morph Market right now. The cool thing, though, is you breed this into an animal that was a red neonate, and you get all the genetics of the Tamika Aru, just like the red baby, and the genetics are there. You just don't have that phenotype of the red animal. So let's move on. Okay, guys, I'm going to show you another really rare animal right now. You've seen these before in this video, but this one is different. I'll explain why. This is a 2-year-old female Bowen's python. So what makes her so special is because she is captive bred and born here in the United States, right? And as we know, it's very difficult to breed Bowen's pythons. We have guys like Scott Flood, who produced this animal, who is now figuring it out. We've had some other guys in the past who've had some success. Frederick, I think Mark Miles, there's a lot of people out there. Jason Balin, I'm forgetting people. Mark Spataro, Keith McPeak has done so much work and research with them as well. But anyway, she's captive bred and born, 2-year-old female Bowen's python. She's amazing. I stare at her often. Don't think because I have all these animals, guys, I never lose that spark. If you ever think I lose that interest, I don't have that same passion, I'm not looking at these animals all the time, you are incorrect, because I actually love them. I love getting them in. I love being able to get to play with them all the time. But this beautiful girl has found a new home, and she'll be going out to her new home shortly, but I wanted to show her off to you. She was a captive bred and born 2-year-old female Bowen's python. Okay, guys, you're still with me? We're almost done, I promise. We still have to get to Sanzinia, and we still have some diamond pythons to show you. But before we do that, you know what I love seeing? I know you guys are not, especially if you're a newer keeper, or if you've been doing it, say, less than a decade, empty enclosures. These are 4 empty enclosures here. And typically, I can't wait to fill them, but right now I am enjoying the little bit of a downtime with getting some piece from some empty enclosures. With that said, I have, you guys, I'm going to bore you for 2 seconds here. These are my last 2 baby ball pythons that I hatched out. These are both on Morph Market. That is a lightning pied. That is a pied. That's a, whatchamacallit, a Russo pied or Pinto pied. It's also a lightning pied. It's a male. And I also have this pure white little Pinto pied male. That's het for Exantic. So those 2 animals are currently on Morph Market. And now let's put those away, and let's just show you guys. I'm going to step back 1 second, babe. let's show you guys some green. These are green Sanzinia. These are Madagascar, Sanzinia madagascariensis, right? So I have 2.2 pair of these, and I got to tell you guys, actually, this is in a shed right now. Oh, that's a bummer because he's so pretty and green, but he's in a shed right now. I'll show you one of the females. But this is all I care about breeding this year. That's it. All my focus is I'm not even really focusing on green tree pythons. Like for one pairing, I'm doing a green tree pythons. I am only super focused on breeding my 2.2 pair of green Sanzinia. So again, I am not giving up on them. Believe me, I am not. Wish me luck. I'm talking to the guys who are doing it consistently, like Keith McPeak. I'm getting some advice and some pointers. Hopefully, I'm going to make it happen this year. Here's one of my females. She's ready to go. And you can see how big and beautiful and how pretty she is, how pretty green she is. That's actually, that male I just showed you is her full sibling. So yeah, I have 2.2 of these. Of the 2.2, it represents 3 different bloodlines of them. And yeah, this is all I care about breeding this year are my green Sanzinia, and I am doing everything in my power to make that happen. So let me just show you some diamond pythons, and we'll get this tour wrapped up. Guys, I currently have a trio 1.2 of diamond pythons. This girl's so pretty. She's a reduced pattern animal. She's going into a shed right now, but she's a gorgeous animal. I have, she was produced by Martin Roseman. She's a reduced pattern animal, as you can see. Not a stardust, a reduced pattern. A stardust animal would even be farther more reduced pattern. And I also have a, oh my God, what is that? Gothenburg line diamond python. And I actually have her on breeding loan right now with Martin Roseman. So no pressure, Martin, but hopefully you'll produce some beautiful babies for us this year. So that's one of my females. That's Martin has the other female. And now I'll show you guys my male diamond. And this whole area right here is going to be my really cold area for breeding this year. I'll get these temps down to in the low 50s, believe it or not, down here. So this is the male. And of course, he looks like he wants to eat me right now, but can you move in, babe? He's a really pretty animal. He's a really strong feeding response, but just a beautiful male. He's a proven animal, never with another female diamond, but he's proven with a jungle jaguar carpet that I had. He produced some beautiful offspring with her, but just a really pretty diamond. I forget who produced this boy, but kick-ass feeder. And again, guys, diamonds are super easy to keep. The only thing about diamond pythons is they're just more difficult to breed in the sense you have to be able to get them nice and cold, nice and cool. That's the whole thing. But as far as keeping them, you just don't keep them as warm as a carpet python. You keep them on, you give them a high of maybe 80, 82 degrees in that area. And when you need to cycle them and cool them, you want to get them nice and cold. So, listen, I am exhausted, and that really concludes our 2025 tour. I hope you guys saw some animals that you've never seen before, some stuff I piqued your interest with. Again, my Morph Market page is GS Reptiles on Morph Market. I also have a bunch of children's pythons that I hatched out last year. They're all possible Het for T-positive albino. They're all really thriving, doing really well, mostly females. And I think that pretty much covers it. So, man, I really appreciate you guys taking this tour with me. US ARC, guys, they do so much for us. They ask so little from us, so please continue, as always, to support US ARC. And I hope to make another video as soon as possible. And have a great Thanksgiving, everybody. Who has the best YouTube channel? Me